Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and all other anime and sci-fi goodness with my next guest, Genevieve. Stick around. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Earth Mac, the mad scientist, and this is the Orange Phoenix Show. And once again, I have another guest on the show, and we met through unique circumstances through Instagram. Her name is Genevieve. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am all right. So, I always ask this question starting out. What was your geeked out moment? What was the moment that says, hey, this is the avenue I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do anime, I'm gonna do comics, I'm gonna do sci-fi and horror. What was your defining moment?
Oh my gosh. My mom was super into horror, sci-fi, all of that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. She used to always say, when I wanted to go see a scary movie or something, she would always say, oh my goodness, I created a monster. I think that that was probably around like middle school time for me. That's also when I really got into watching, goodness gracious, what was it called? Like I would rush home from school so I could, catch all the episodes of Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. What was another one? Outlaw Star and Trigun. I'm probably showing my age right now. But
don't feel bad. Listen, don't feel bad because we about to go off today.
But I think when and then when I got to high school, I made some other friends who were also super into like anime and manga and all that good stuff. And I remember one of my friends bringing me a box full of cassette tapes of the and forgive me if I'm pronouncing the show's name incorrectly. I haven't watched it in like years. I think it was Fushigi Yugi.
And yeah.
Yes, okay. Yep. And I watched that entire series on cassette tapes or VHS tapes, I should say. And I think once I really started after watching that show, I think that really was my defining moment of I'm all for anime and I'm gonna that's my thing.
So Fushigi Yugi was your gateway into anime?
I would say that the programming on Cartoon Network, and then also was it Toonami?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was probably my gateway, and then I started exploring more from there.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know you're in the same boat as me. I'm 38. So when you say VHS tapes and all that stuff, I'm like, I feel you. I'm where you at. I mean, we here. For the listeners out there, VHS tapes was our gateway into other things. Please be kind of rewind. You already know.
Yep.
So, what is your all-time favorite anime? Like, what is the anime that you say every year you can just go back and rewatch it from start to finish?
I have too many.
You sound like me. Or I'll say like this. I'll make it even easier. What's your top 5? Okay, your personal favorites.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
What else? One Piece. But One Piece would probably take a year and a day to restart. I don't.
Yeah.
They're on episode 1053 now.
Yeah, it's on hiatus currently.
Funny story with that one. I remember when they actually started showing season 1 on like one Saturday morning, like the American one Saturday morning.
Yep.
And it wasn't. Yeah, and it was like. I remember seeing it as a kid and I'm like, this looks stupid. I'm not going to watch this. And it wasn't until like much later that I got back into watching it. And then as I, got further through the series, I was like, how did they have that on one Saturday morning for kids? Because I feel like this show is not for elementary school kids.
No.
Or even But yeah, so I said Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece. I really love Hunter x Hunter. I watched both the original version and then the remake.
Okay.
I yeah. All time favorite one. I used to I used to rank Blue Exorcist.
Okay.
Oh, that one time I was reincarnated as a slime is definitely one of my tops right now. I love it.
Okay.
I actually need to get caught up on I haven't seen the movie yet, so that's on my list of things to watch. Of course, I would say Demon Slayer. Everybody loves Demon Slayer right now.
Animations is like
it's
chef kiss.
Yeah, top tier. And that's probably why I would rank it in my top 5, just because it's so beautifully animated. But as far and of course Naruto cannot have him, or he cannot not be in my top 5. I absolutely love Naruto, and right now I am watching Boruto, and it's definitely different.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought up Boruto, right? So I tried. Okay, I tried. I gave the college effort, and I think once I realized I wanted to watch it just to see what the older characters were doing and how they were interacting in these times with each other. The most unique characters to me is Shikamaru and Tamari. Like, to me, those two, like, I always want to see them interact with each other. So once I got that fixed, I was done with it. So I was like, I'm really not interested in the kids. I ain't really with it. So when you say Boruto is different, like, do you feel the same way with it, or did you stick with it all the way through?
So right now I have given, because I'm the type of anime watcher where I like to binge watch.
Yes.
So when I get caught up on an anime series and I have to sit there and wait for, more episodes to come out, I will legitimately wait like until there's a good number of episodes built up before I go back and watch them all in one sitting. Yeah. And so that's what I'm doing now with Boruto. I guess I would say I kind of started watching it just because of my my love of Naruto, and yes, I also wanted to see what the older characters were doing, but I was also curious as to see, the next generation of shinobi. And it's like, it's kind of crazy to watch it because it kind of reflects, I want to say, our reality, in that, we grew up with, well, at least our generation grew up with Naruto, and so we watched him grow from, like, we kind of grew along with him. Yeah. And so then you have like the next generation come in, which again is like, in reality, we're watching, the later generations, what is it, like Gen Z and so on and so forth. Right. And so it's interesting to see how it's almost as though it's reflected in Boruto, because the younger generation has so much more there's been so much more advancements that have been made within that universe, that they, like, for example, when when Naruto was younger, all the way through Shippuden, they were dealing with the Great Ninja War, conflict, chaos, all of that. And now you're looking at Boruto's generation, and they don't have to deal with any of that. They are living in the after effects. They don't have to go through all of the hardships that the parents had to go through. And so seeing that dynamic is interesting to me, which is mostly why I've stuck with it too. And also seeing how differently Boruto is growing up. Naruto didn't have that family. Like, he did not have that traditional family until he was able to prove himself. And then, the village kind of came and embraced him and became his one big family. But then you also see that he was able to create his own family and give everything that he didn't have to his kids. Yeah. Granted, he is kind of a workaholic right now, but they are in a much better position right now. Of course. So I think that that aspect of Boruto is what has kept me curious, and so I mean I'm willing to see it through, because I'm also interested to see how it plays out. Like, what type of adversity is our main characters gonna face in this day and age, where they've already resolved the Great Ninja War, and they're in this perceived era of peace. Like, what else could happen that would cause chaos on the same level? So, and that was probably a really long-winded explanation.
No, so I never seen anyone break it down like that, and it's usually like a blanketed statement when it comes to Boruto. I don't like it because of X, Y, Z. But to see it being broken down like that, it almost makes me like, you know what? Maybe I should give this a second chance. Maybe I should go back to it. And I'm kind of like you in a way, because I treat One Piece like that way. I wait till there is a bunch of episodes and then I just go to town on it.
Yep.
I'm treating Blue Lock the same way. And now I'm revisiting Dragon Quest, because I was so into Dragon Quest that I couldn't wait for the next episode the following week. I like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just put this on the back burner, backlog this thing, and now I'm coming back to it, and I can just finish it because Dragon Quest is ended. So, I'm with you 100% on that. So, when you was dropping out Outlaw Star, I know I said this on the show before. I'm a huge Outlaw Star fan. That's like one of my top 5. Like, it's not leaving my top 5 under any circumstances. Like, it just, and people were first introduced to Cowboy Bebop first.
Oh, that's right. That's another great one.
Exactly.
Opening is top tier.
Yes. Like, you can't deny the opening of Cowboy Bebop. It's just
funny story. So I was a band geek in high school, and
so
I was also in jazz band, and I was so like, Tank was my jam, and so I played it for my band director. I was like, can you play this? Please, can we play this in jazz band? Mm-hmm. And she listened to it, and she was like, this is way too advanced for you children, so no. But I went on a campaign. I wanted to play that in jazz band so bad.
Wait a minute, so what did you play in the band? It was trumpet?
I was kind of an instrument hopper, so okay. I would say cornet/trumpet.
Okay.
1 year we were really low on trombones, so I switched over to trombone for a year. That was interesting. At one point I played flute. It wasn't loud enough for me, so I switched back to trumpet. So.
You're a brass girl, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
You're a brass girl. It's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was a drum captain the last 2 years of high school, and I was on the marching band. So when you say you were a band geek, I'm like, I'm with you 100%. I wish we had a jazz band, because I would have loved to be part of that too. If you ain't brass or percussion, man, what are you?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, that's the backbone of the band. I mean, it is what it is. So now, going back to your old school anime days, like Neon Genesis Evangelion, you ever check that out?
Did I actually watch that? I'm pretty sure that I did, but I can't remember. Some of the old anime that I watched, like, I cannot remember. Like, Outlaw Star, I do remember it. I loved Outlaw Star, but I could not remember, everything that happened. I remember there were those crazy twins, and Aisha Clan. She was my favorite character. Loved her.
The guitar.
But I can't. Yeah, I think I need to go back and give all of these old '90s anime another watch, because I think it's that time. Yeah. But I do remember Trigun was another one that I really, really liked. Mm-hmm. And that anime was really mature. It had a lot of mature themes, like
definitely.
And actually, a lot of those anime had a lot of mature themes, and so it would be worth going back to watch them as an adult, because when you're a kid, you're not really you don't have like the I don't know, I don't want to say like not intellect, but like you're not looking for like the underlying messages of what's happening, like what the characters are facing, but
Right.
like going back as
You're
an
not
adult,
looking too deep into it.
right? I mean, you're all there for the explosions and the action and stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do remember I did really like Outlaw Star, Trigun. There was another one that was a part of. It was Adult Swim.
I think the block was. I know on Toonami it was Outlaw Star, Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon.
Yep. Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved.
Was that?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Tenchi Muyo. They have.
How can you forget about Tenchi Muyo? Myself and Tenchi in Tokyo, because that's trash to me. But you know.
There were so many of them. Oh my gosh, Tenchi Universe. Like I think I watched every single one of them too. What was it? The Pretty Sasami.
Pretty Girl.
Yeah.
Is it Pretty Girl Sammy?
Yes.
Yeah, Pretty Girl Sammy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched all of those.
Okay.
I thought they were so cool. And Ryoko was my girl.
Okay, so I forgot who I told this. I think I talked to Silver Heart Cosplay about this in the first show. If you haven't seen that show, you got to go watch it. But I told her I heard rumors about who Tenchi ended up with when it was all over and said, oh, you know, when it's all over. He actually married all of them, from what I understood. And I was like, that's lazy writing. I mean, you already know who he's supposed to be with. Ryoko, that's who he's supposed to be with, you know. Obviously, you've seen Tenchi Muyo Ryoki, right?
I know I've seen that one.
Okay.
Which one was wait?
Because that was a sequel to the OVAs. Like, you remember the OVAs was only like maybe 8 episodes, and then it jumped into the universe? Yeah. So, Ryoki is like the sequel to the OVAs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch them.
And Universe actually was just start to finish, beginning to end. I do have that. I have that under my TV. Like,
oh, really?
The whole collection. I do have that. But the OVAs, I actually looked on Funimation, which you can actually check out Outlaw Star on Funimation too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't Crunchyroll and aren't they the same now, or they haven't merged yet, or what is going on with that?
It's very confusing because they are together, right? But I think they're slowly moving the Funimation stuff over to Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll doesn't have everything. So I don't think they have Outlaw Star yet, but Funimation does. So I think that's the primary reason why I got both still, is because there's some things on one and not the other. So I'm like, until everything is together, then I keep it at what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So your name Genevieve, right?
Yes.
You have such a regal name. So how did your parents come up with the name Genevieve? Is that a hereditary name or?
Well, actually, my first name is Genevieve Nicole or Genevieve Nicole, whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I feel like I was named after some French actress. My dad was the one who named all of me and my siblings, and legend has it that he did it while my mom was still drugged up. They brought us in and was like, here's Genevieve or here's Noelle, and she was like, what?
Yep.
That's the name. So
sorry, honey.
Exactly. But I'm pretty sure he named me after some French actress.
That's actually a really cool name, because I think you are the only black girl named Genevieve. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to have her on the show, because I gotta ask her about the name.
Funny story. So I went to the University of Michigan, and because my dad is who he is, he made me stay in one of the all-girl dorms.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, we're not doing co-ed. And it was a super bougie dorm. Like, they had tea parties on Fridays. Like,
yeah.
So what they did is they would have it was like a meet and greet type tea or whatever. So everybody who was moving or coming to campus in the fall, went to this tea, and you could actually pick your room, your actual room, and your roommate. So it wasn't like they just assigned you. You could actually go and, you know, figure out who you wanted to room with. And so I was there, struck up a conversation with this other girl, and we were like, yeah, we didn't even ask each other's names. And we were like, well, you want a room together? She's like, sure. So we went up. Come to find out, her name was also Genevieve.
Wow.
So it was two Genevieves in a room.
Two Genevieves in a room.
So random, but it was great. I was Genevieve F and she was Genevieve G. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? You have a lot of cool stories, man. A lot of cool stories.
Thanks.
Now, you did tell me that you were into like sci-fi and horror.
Yes.
Stuff. You did say that earlier. So, what's your favorite horror franchise?
Horror franchise.
So I see your fingers tingling. You was like, oh, so many.
Give me an example of a horror franchise. Like straight horror, nothing else?
Well, you know, there's paranormal, there's slasher films, and I think paranormal is kind of taking over right now. That's kind of like
I like
right
more supernatural type. Probably The Conjuring.
Really? Okay.
Maybe. I'm more of a, like, I don't like the current slashers are more gratuitous violence than there is story. Like,
yes.
Hostel and the Saw franchise. I cannot. I think I made it to Saw, like, maybe the third one, and I was like, that's enough of that. So, and Hostel. I watched the first 5 minutes of Hostel 2, and I was like,
No.
Yeah. I mean, I also really like horror comedy. Like, Chucky is hilarious to me. He used to terrify me as a kid, but he's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. But so I really do like.
You watched the series too, didn't you?
I have not. I know. It's literally like on my in my like my list of things to watch.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 seasons, aren't there?
2.
Two. Yeah. And part of the reason, and I'm this is another weird thing that I do. Like, so a new series will come out and everybody will rave about how great it is, and then for some reason I will subconsciously just be like, I'm not watching it, and then I'll watch it like a year later and be like, oh, okay, now I get it. And it's just something like, if it took me maybe, like, when Game of Thrones came out, I don't think I actually started watching Game of Thrones until like maybe after season 2 had already run its course. Then I went back and started watching it, and then I loved it so much that I bought a box set that my little brother eventually stole from me, and I have never seen it again. So but I really do like the Conjuring series, also because it's kind of like in that larger shared universe, because I think it also, like, an offshoot of it is The Nun, which I was really disappointed with. Because, like, you know, within The Conjuring, like, her character was so mysterious. It was so scary within the realm of the Conjuring movies, but then they did her own movie, and I was like, I'm not afraid of her anymore, because no, like, they just kind of did away with the mystique behind it. And I could go on about other movies that have done the same thing that really irk me, especially the ones where I've read the books that they're based on. Don't get me started. Another, I want to say, I mean, I really love the Predator movies. I like the Alien franchise, but those are more science fiction. But I would probably say my all-time favorite horror movie would probably be Event Horizon.
Yeah, man, say that one more time.
Event Horizon.
Really? Okay. Okay.
I heard that it was supposed to be getting some kind of a remake treatment, but I don't know. I have some kind of feelings about them going and remaking movies that are already successful. It's like, why don't you? If I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm a little leery on remakes with things because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kind of like leave
Exactly.
it where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you touch it, it's gonna mess up. And
Yeah.
some Carlos Miller always says, "Quit touching shit." So like, nah, don't do that. So
Hellraiser was another really good one. Not the remake, but the series, or yeah.
yeah, that older franchise. Like,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
did watch the newer movie on Hulu.
I didn't.
It was actually okay.
It was okay.
It was actually okay. It wasn't like gratuitous violence. Like there was like it was a somewhat of a rhyme or reason to everything that's going on. So once you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, okay. Now you kind of get where everybody's coming from, and it explains a lot of things. So I get it, and I think maybe they'll do a sequel or something. But,
Okay. I might give it a shot. Like I was seeing like a lot of people kind of like, I don't know, it just wasn't that appealing to me, so I didn't watch it just because I was like, why are they, I just didn't get the vibe from it, so I didn't watch it. But another horror franchise that I really didn't like was The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, that was yeah.
It was like, we don't
one
even
time was
need to
good
really
enough for
talk
me.
about.
Yeah, one time was good enough for me.
The second one, it was like, the first one was outrageous, and then the second one, like, they went into the writing room and was like, how can we make this 10 times more horrendous than the first one? Like, if I had watched that in theaters, I probably would have got up and walked out.
Yeah, I don't think there ever been a time I got up and walked out of a movie. It was times I was tempted. I was very tempted on one, but when it comes to like horror movies, like I absolutely love the Chucky series because I think they tied in a lot of things. They even went back to the point where he was a kid. Chucky was a kid.
Oh, snap.
And,
okay.
yeah, kind of like that. Like, what was his
Charles.
first kill? Charles, Leroy. You know what I'm saying? And it go back on that, his relationship with Tiffany, and you know, stuff that you don't typically see in the movie. Because the guy that created Chucky, this is his series, this is his baby, and you know, it just reveals a lot of things, flashbacks to what's going on current, and
yeah,
he still have that. Chucky has that personality. Like, you know, he finds out that, you know, someone is gay. He was like, I'm not a monster. I'm a killer, but I'm not a monster. So I was like, that's such a funny thing for him to say. He was like, yeah, you know, I'm your friend. It's whatever. I can kill this person if you want me to. You know what I mean? Come on, you got it in you. You know, you know how you try to get people to do things, and it explains that too. It explains how he has man strength and stuff like that. So yeah,
I've always
up the
wondered
loose
that.
ends.
Okay.
Because for us looking at it, what was our number one gripe with it? Man, why you don't just kick him across the room?
Exactly. Like, hunt him.
Exactly. Like, you know, he's like yay high. Like, why you can't just? And it explains that. And I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. I understand why he is the way he is. So
okay, you've convinced me. I'm definitely. I'm gonna start on that immediately.
And I want you to come back to me and let me know what you think.
I will. The A24 studios, all of their movies are great. They're kind of like, so they did Hereditary, they did Midsommar, they did The Witch.
Okay.
They've done quite a bit, but a lot of their movies end, like, the endings are just kind of like, huh? But
Ah,
It's a
so you're
great journey
wondering.
to get there. It's a
I
great
appreciate the
journey.
journey. Now there is a movie I do want to watch though. It's a M Night Shyamalan, and I'm a little hesitant. I'm super hesitant.
What
on
is
it.
it?
I think it's Knock at the Cabin. It just came out like maybe a few
Oh
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they got Dave
Isn't
Bautista on it.
Bautista in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is kind of
I
like the
totally
primary
forgot
reason
about
why I want to watch it, because I'm a Bautista fan. So it's like, see how his acting chops is, because since he's no longer going to be Drax on Guardians, where else is he going to do?
Yeah. That
So-
was on my list too. I completely forgot about that one.
I think it's on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. I did finish Swarm. I did finish that this week. Did you hear about that one?
Yeah, I want to say I did. Who was in that?
Chloe Bailey, Damson Idris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
not watched that one yet.
I think it's Dominique. I forgot her last name, but I know Donald Glover kind of like he directed and produced it, and it grabs you like
Oh, it does.
first episode. Yeah, it's only 7 episodes, right? It's like maybe 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And I just sat there and binge watched it, and I was like, huh. At the end, because it's like the premise of it is like Swarm is supposed to be like the Beehive from Beyonce, and Nyjah is supposed to be Beyonce, but there's this girl, she's so obsessed with this pop singer that if you got something negative to say about her, or saying your favorite artist is this person over her, she will kill you, and she'll go to another state under a different name. And she's on Twitter, she's looking at what people say on Twitter, and she sees them, finds them, kills them, and then on to the next.
That's some Dexter type stuff, right?
It
No,
is
more like you. It's the you. Like I just finished. I'm on episode 8 of season 4 of You.
I started it and never finished it, but that is kind of eerie. But
It's kind of. I like season 3 was just like, why you're in this situation because you're dumb.
yeah,
Season 2 was also like that. Like, well, it wasn't necessarily that he was dumb. It was he was with a dumb person. But I'm like, all of your hardships are of your creation. Like, you need to get it together.
yeah. That's a unique thing about like horror thriller stuff, because there's always someone dumb there, and it kind of like makes you react to the TV. And I'm like, why would you even put yourself in this situation? Like, why are you doing this dumb stuff? Like, what's the reasoning behind it?
Like, when I was watching season 3 of You, it made me think of like you've seen Natural Born Killers.
Yeah,
So-
long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah, like Woody Harrelson's character and Juliette Lewis's characters. Like it's basically if they were to get married and then decide they're gonna try to live the quiet life in suburbia,
yeah,
and chaos that ensues because of their tendencies towards killing people.
yeah.
And so the entire time I was watching season 3, I was just like, okay,
Try to suppress those urges.
yeah, something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now as you compare You and Swarm, it's kind of like that. But I will say, when you watch it, watch episode 7 first, then watch 6.
Okay.
6 gonna kind of throw you off a little bit. You were like, make your
Wait,
head
what?
tilt a little
Okay.
bit. Like, huh. But once I finished it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they did. I see how they did it.
I'm writing a note right now. Watch Swarm. And you said that was on
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
Amazon Prime. I think Chucky is on Hulu. You can actually watch both seasons of Chucky on Hulu.
Yes. I still have that.
A sci-fi / USA Network. So, speaking of sci-fi, so what are you into on the sci-fi side of things? Are you a Trekkie? Are you a Star Wars person? You like Starship Troopers? What
Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers. No, I do like love Star Trek, and I also love Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
I remember when I was younger, sitting at the dinner table, and we had this like little itty bitty 15-inch TV, and we would turn it on and watch Star Trek while we ate our dinner. Um, and then, like I never delved so deep into either one of the franchises to know like random facts I could just like spout off,
Yeah.
off the top of my head. But I do like both of the franchises. The newer Star Wars, though, they could have done so much stuff differently.
A lot.
So much stuff. But the new Star Treks are great.
Ultimate like Picard and
I haven't seen that one yet. I know that's a series. I just saw some of cause isn't there the new season? Is it the final season coming out?
I want to say yeah. So for me, I'm not a Trekkie, but if I'm like new to the thing, right, and I want to get into Star Trek, how will you advertise that to me to say, hey, this would appeal to me? Because I'm a huge Star Wars nut, right? So, and I always think Empire Strikes Back is like the best Star Wars movie in my opinion, and then Rogue One, right there, very very close.
Rogue One was really good.
Very
Very
good.
good.
So, how would you present Star Trek to me? Like, how would you like say, damn, I want to go see that?
I have no idea how to present that to you because Star Trek has been running for so many years.
Very much so. Yeah. Since the 60s? 70s?
Something like that. It's been on for a hot minute. And I don't even remember when I remember like I remember watching the series when I was about to call him Jean-Luc Picard. That is not his real name. Sir Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier.
Professor Xavier.
Uh-huh.
So I remember starting to watch the series when he was when he was captain. And then I remember, I want to say it's Deep Space Nine, and that was when they had Captain Janeway. Those episodes I remember were really good. And I remember watching some of the older Star Trek movies. I would probably start with the Star Trek movies because they were pretty cool.
I grew up with, in passing, it was Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Those are the main two that really did stick out to me because those were on TV and never like sat down and like watch it from start to finish. But I do distinctively remember those two series being long running.
Yes, yep, they were. I have found myself like, especially when anything geek related, if I like want to learn backstory, I will go to the interwebs and will fall down a Wikipedia hole.
It's a crazy
just be spoiling stuff for myself.
Yeah. By accident. He was like,
and you're like, dang, I wanted to watch this, but now I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like I do like both of the franchises. Now, as far as like watching the shows that they have out on Disney Plus, I started watching The Mandalorian. I don't know where I fell off. I think I got caught up. I think I might be in the second season. I can't remember. I know that I had got caught up to all the episodes and then there were no more episodes for me to watch. And so then I just stopped watching and then didn't go back. And I think now there are like an additional season or two for me to catch up on. So that's on my list of things to do. Even with the Marvel stuff. Like the only Marvel show that I've watched is WandaVision. And the only reason I watched that was because I wanted to go see the Multiverse of Madness. And everybody was like, you need to watch WandaVision to understand what's going on or to give you more context for what's going on in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
and
pissed.
Yes. So I went and watched that and that was it. And I think, honestly, after watching Infinity War, I was superheroed out.
I feel like with you know, are you a comic book reader? You know,
I would like to be.
you would like to be.
I would like to be.
So that Infinity War, that's like a old story, like from back in the day. So the comic book version of it is Thanos is trying to impress the woman. That's why
Death.
Death. So even though Death fancied Deadpool, but
Yep.
you know, he's just trying to impress a woman. But I do like the direction they went to with this one, and I completely understand why you superheroed out, because this is 10 years worth of material culminating into this big ending. And now some people are, I wouldn't say impatient. I kind of can say that, like maybe impatient, because they kind of want that wall-to-wall action. And you know, once you have this big thing that happened, you got to pick up the pieces first and then work your way up to the next big thing. Like Kang is the next guy right now, and Kang is everywhere. So just like you watch WandaVision to like fully understand Multiverse of Madness, you know, I would say watch Loki to get a full understanding of Ant-Man and the Wasp, like Quantumania. And I completely understand. You can always come back to the MCU series. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
It sure isn't, because they have been milking this for over 10 years.
Oh, they've definitely been milking it. They're definitely milking it. Now, they asked them to listen to fans, and, you know, some fans were like complaining. They was complaining like, oh, man, he's like oversaturating, you know, Disney Plus with all these series. I'm like, wait. You know what we're going to do? We're going to spread all this out. What was going to come out on this day, we pushed that back. And now fans are like, wait, hold on. We didn't ask you to do that. Like, no. We're going to spread this thing all the way out. So, now, you snickered a little bit when I mentioned Starship Troopers. That's a yay or a nay on Starship Troopers.
I love Starship Troopers.
I knew something special was about you. I knew something special.
I love it. I actually just watched it maybe a few weeks ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Why Diz had to die? Why she had to go?
I don't know, but that irritated me. I was like, no, now he doesn't have anybody.
Literally. It's like every time I watch it, it's like, you know how you kind of watch a movie over and over, you know what's going to happen, but you just kind of wish something different would happen. That's how it was with Diz. It's like Diz really did love Johnny. And I'm like, where'd this bug come from? Nobody else see this bug come out on the right? I mean, on the left? Like, nobody bothered to shoot at this bug before it stabbed him?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to work out all these scenarios in my head, and then she goes away.
What was his girlfriend, his high school sweetheart, and she went with I can't remember. I am so bad with names.
The officer dude, I can Google it right now.
Who got taken out by the brain slug.
Yeah, that was satisfying.
I was like, damn.
I'm not even gonna lie. That was pretty satisfying. I was like, you got what you deserve with that one, man. Thanks for saving the girl. You know, thanks for playing. But now the first time I did see it, you know, seeing his brains get sucked out, I was like, that's intense. And then that little scene where he took the stem out of his head, I was like, dang, he really sucked his brain. Like, was it really that? Did he really deserve that?
I was like, he had to go. Why do you have to go out like that? Okay, I guess. So, or Johnny's mentor, who was the high school teacher, and how he came back and re-enlisted, and how he got ate up in the pit. Like, I was like, you guys already got one of his arms. You gonna take the rest of his limbs too? Okay, I guess. Okay.
All right. So apparently they like that kind of beat. They like that kind of meat. So, like, oh, it's that same guy. We got his arm. So, like, come on. Let's just finish the rest of them off. Let's get the rest of them. I just wish they did another like Starship Troopers of that caliber. Obviously, 2 wasn't as good. 3 brought back Johnny Rico, and you know he ranked up.
Was that the one that was CGI?
No. Which one was CGI? It wasn't Marauders. Marauders was part 3, and Rico was in that one.
Okay.
I did see the CGI one though. I did see that one.
I saw that fairly recently too.
What you think?
Yeah, that one was I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah,
No,
the
it's
first
just like
one.
sometimes like it's like the original first movie is the best one.
Of course,
So,
it is. It is. The original one is always the best one. So we are going to play a little game.
okay.
So there's a reason why I asked you for that list of things that you geek out on.
I'm gonna lose, but okay.
No. It's not. It's not. It's not a lose. It's called this or that.
Okay.
So you have to choose between one or the other. Orange Phoenix Magazine is your one-stop shop for all things manga, anime, comics, video games, pro wrestling, cosplay, and more. We even have Sudoku puzzles and word finds in as well. For only $7.99, you can get your own digital copy of Orange Phoenix Magazine, whether it's the current issue or past issues. Also, if you want to save a little bit of change, you can join our Patreon for only $5 a month, and you are guaranteed a monthly issue of Orange Phoenix Magazine. Who knows? You may be featured in the magazine one day. Also, on the same website, you can click on our apparel section and check out our gear through TeePublic. Whether it's hoodies, mugs, t-shirts, or pillows, we got it, and we often have a 35% off sale as well to save you guys money. Click on the links below and to get that party started today. Be both. So, you ready?
Yep.
Naruto or Sasuke?
Naruto.
Hiei or Yusuke?
Yusuke.
What? Okay. All right.
Hiei is the original blueprint for Sasuke.
Okay. Well, in that case, which leads to the next one, Hiei or Sasuke?
Hiei.
All right. Death the Kid or Black Star?
Death the Kid.
Maka or Black Star?
Maka.
Gon or Asta?
Wait, who?
Gon from Hunter x Hunter?
Uh-huh. Or who?
Asta.
Asta.
You choose Asta?
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually wait. So I'm like super invested.
Okay.
Ugh. Dang, this thing
Black
is
Cobra
like,
fan.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but
Oh, okay. I see that, Asta. Okay. So I feel like Asta gonna win a couple.
yep.
Killua or Hisoka?
Killua.
Sanji or Zoro?
Why? Zoro.
Okay. Blackbeard or Shanks?
Shanks. Ugh. Blackbeard. Ugh.
I should have put Blackbeard and Ukanu.
Nakanu.
Okay. Even after what he did?
I feel like Blackbeard's gonna be worse though, so
Yeah, you got a point. Blackbeard got him in that situation in the first place. Actually.
yep.
So yeah, I'm with you. Bakugo or Asta? Oh, she's thinking about it. Okay.
After the latest episode of My Hero Academia.
Uh-huh.
I might have to go with Bakugo.
Oh,
I might have.
I heard the last episode, most recent episode was got you in the chest a little bit.
The last two episodes, I was crying.
Oh, thug tears. Okay.
And I was
all right.
yes. I was like
Okay, I gotta catch up now. See, I treat My Hero Academia the same way, so I'm gonna have to binge watch it. So okay, Deku or Gon?
that's hard. Gone.
Okay. Natsu Dragneel or Asta?
They are the same person.
They are.
Asta.
Okay. Natsu or Gray?
Natsu.
Fairy Tale or Yu Yu Hakusho? I already know what you're about to pick.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I already knew that. I already knew that. Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Soul Eater or Black Clover? Oh, she's thinking. She's thinking.
I'm gonna go with Black Clover.
Okay. Jujutsu Kaisen or Blue Exorcist?
That's hard too. Maybe. I guess I'll say Blue Exorcist.
Okay. Okay. Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
D Gray Man or Jujutsu Kaisen?
I'll go with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay. Naruto or One Piece?
That is not fair. Not fair. Naruto.
Goku or Vegeta?
Vegeta.
Ha! Yes! Okay. All right. Vegeta has been 2-0, actually. When I asked that question. What you was about to say? You was about to add some commentary to it?
No, like Goku. No, absolutely not.
Uh-huh. I feel like we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Sailor Moon. Nah, that's an easy one. I feel like it's an easy one.
No, give it. Let's hear it.
So I was gonna say Sailor Moon or Ronin Warriors.
I've watched Ronin Warriors, but I don't remember a lot of it. But I would go with Sailor Moon.
Okay. Well, that's pretty easy.
I mean, at the end of the day, doesn't Sailor Moon body every other character in existence in terms of power? Like, if we weren't doing any type of power scaling.
Yes, she does. Sailor Moon does. And you know what's funny? I try to tell one of my former co-hosts that, hey, she can beat Goku's ass. I'm like, just to let you know. Like, don't let all the pretty stuff that you see, all the sparkles that you see on TV fool you, because she can destroy you. Like, any point.
I mean, it's like her power, she can determine existence on not even like a god level. It's like whatever's above a god.
Yeah,
that's what she is.
That's what she's at.
Probably a couple of levels above even that. So she could just think about erasing Goku, and he would be erased before he could even do anything.
Yeah. My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer.
Okay. So, back to this Goku. So I always have this argument because co-host is a Goku fan. I'm like, for one, Goku never beat Vegeta straight out the gate. Never beat him one-on-one. Like, at any point. He always had help somewhere. Goku character development stopped after Dragon Ball. He just been the same Goku. Well, no, it stopped after... I feel like it stopped after Frieza. And after that, he just stopped taking care of his kids. I'm gonna just go train and do whatever I want to do. But you saw the progression. I spoiled it for myself with Dragon Ball Z because I was one of those kids that looked at the Super Saiyan 65 and all this other jazz, you know, all that fan art. And, you know, we was getting like a handful of episodes at a time on Toonami. And then once you know you're going to reach the end because it started over. And once they started over, you got, we got new episodes coming. So I was not patient. So I kind of like read ahead And I was completely floored when I first found out that Vegeta married Bulma. I was like, how the hell that even happened?
I was so excited about that. Like
Yeah.
I had the same reaction, but then I was really excited about it.
Yeah, just to see it, like just see it on screen. I was like, are they going to show the wedding or like what's going to happen?
That's what I want to see. I don't care about him fighting anything. I want to see a reality show version of Dragon Ball.
So, which is funny because so I know the voice actors, well, some of the voice actors from the Dragon Ball franchise, like Cynthia Cran, she does Chi-Chi, and Linda Young, she does Frieza. So she was like, you know what? I always want to do like the Real Housewives of Dragon Ball, like Bulma, Chi-Chi, and everybody just interacting together. I was like, that show would actually sell like hotcakes. You just don't realize. And obviously, that's not going to happen because obvious reasons. But I feel like that should happen, because everybody want to see what happens outside of the normal stuff, because we always see the battles, we always know who's going to come out on top. But it was those other side episodes that really got my attention more so than the other, like when Goku and Piccolo went to go get a driver's license. That was hilarious to me. But the most hilarious scene was when Goku first found out that Trunks was Vegeta and Bulma's son, because he literally fell out, and that's how I felt when I first found that out. I was like, oh, I said, wait a minute. Goku's like, who would have guessed Vegeta and Bulma? He said, their personalities kind of match though. I like, actually, Goku's right for once. Their personality.
Vegeta is afraid of Bulma, which is hilarious.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I'm like, what did she do to you?
He's a planet buster, right? And even though GT is like no longer canon, it was that episode where he was in the mirror shaving and he was trying to get his mustache right. And he comes walking in the kitchen, Chi-Chi and Bulma's talking, and he was like, hey, you notice something different? And they didn't even acknowledge the fact that he got a mustache. He shaved. And Bulma was like, oh, this, that, and the third. And they're like, I shaved my mustache, you idiot. And then he just like stormed out. And he was so mad about that. Like, you didn't even acknowledge the fact that I got
he was hurt together. For real.
He was hurt. He was hurt in the chest. He was hurt.
I remember watching GT like way back in the day. Yeah. One thing that I always wished though is that they gave more of the female fighters like more like screen time, because Bulma and Vegeta have Ra, which should be able to also easily achieve Super Saiyan status because she's half Saiyan, but she was so busy being a teenage girl and off at the mall with her friends and stuff, and like they just never explored that, like making her a fighter. I can understand why maybe, but it would have been interesting to see that, because then the only other person we had was Pan, and that was Gohan and Videl's daughter, so she's only a fourth Saiyan.
Yeah.
And so did they say that she couldn't go Super Saiyan only because she was a fourth, or they never really said that? I don't remember.
I think I want to say maybe because she was a girl, but she was on the same level though as a Super Saiyan, which was telling for her. But I do like the direction that they're going with her in Super. I mean, have you seen Superhero?
No.
So, okay. This is not really a spoiler. But who's looking after Pan? Piccolo is. Piccolo, the real dad. He's the granddad. I'm gonna just say that what he is. He's training Pan like basic martial arts and how to fly and stuff like that. And she goes see Grandpa Piccolo before she goes to school. And she leaves him plushie toys.
Oh my gosh.
He hates it so much. He has a wall full of plushie toys. And Videl's like, oh, you like those? I'm gonna send you another. Like, no, I don't need no more of those.
I love Piccolo so much. Yes, I love him. He's hilarious. Everybody else was just kind of like, Like Yamcha is absolutely well. We're not gonna get caught. I won't get caught up on Yamcha slander. Just saying his name should be enough.
Did you love Yamcha?
No. I'm like, why are you here?
Okay, now let's not cap now. Like, you know, Yamcha with the Wolfang fist, he was legit. Like, he did put a whooping on Goku at some point.
But please name a series. When did he not die? When did he survive from the beginning to the end without getting killed?
Android Saga. Even he got punched in the stomach, but he survived that. Android Saga. That's probably like the only one.
Yamcha was basically like Kenny from South Park.
Yeah. You know, the level of disrespect Yamcha got in Super. This man packed his bags, ready to go to the tournament of power, and they left his ass on the earth. It left his ass on the earth. It was like, you know what? Let's get Frieza. I'm like, you know, you got a dude over here, man. I mean, Frieza was obviously the better choice, but I mean, this dude was literally seen packing his bags. They're going to come get me in a few minutes. They never came. It never came. Like,
I saw a posting where it was a clip from, a clip from, I think it was Super, and somebody was like, Goku is probably the closest thing Frieza has ever had to a friend in his entire existence. I was like, yeah, probably.
That's actually true. Dang, I never thought about it that way. I mean, everybody that was remotely close to Frieza, he killed. So, I mean, like, straight laser to the face. Or I blew up your planet. Vegeta would never be that friend.
No.
Like, Vegeta gonna have to kill this dude, like, at some point. I feel like in the manga, obviously, you know, there's Black Frieza now. And...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to, like, there was a time where I would, if the anime had, you know, wasn't caught up to the manga and it was taking too long to get caught up, then I would just go and start reading the manga. But I haven't, none of like the mainstream manga, I haven't started reading them because I've been so invested in watching the anime. But like, for example, with One Piece, I'm literally about to just start reading it because they're taking so long with these episodes. I'm like, can you, like, with Luffy's battle with Katakuri, I was like, this feels like a Dragon Ball Z battle. Why can't y'all kick each other's butts? Why is it taking 20 episodes?
Dragon. But a lot of people saying that was a GOAT type battle, you know, but
yeah.
I mean,
I would not rank that as a top battle in One Piece. I would not rank it over his battle with Rob Lucci, the first battle he had with Rob Lucci.
Yeah, Rob Lucci was legit. That was
the best one.
Lucci was doing work. He was doing work. I hear. Come on, Luffy. I mean, Crocodile beat him twice. So, I mean, I think he did meet his match with Crocodile when he went to Alabasta.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the one battle that sticks out to my mind is my favorite battle is the Rob Lucci one. So I'm interested. I know that he has to face him again if he hasn't already. Well, I know it's in the next arc, I think. But I want to see what happens so bad, and he's like in the midst of battling Kaido, and I'm just like, I want to know what happens, but the anime is taking too long.
Yeah, so I know with the manga, they are, you know, they're past that point, and I don't know, they're at the point of catching up with the manga. Maybe that's why they're going on hiatus, because it's been, you know, they've been pumping these episodes out.
The next episode came out today.
Yeah.
So they just took, I think, a 1-week break for whatever reason. But I probably, like, I might not watch it today. I might give it another 2 or 3 weeks and then come back and watch it.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you this: if you had the pencil for One Piece, how would you write that ending?
I don't know if I could answer that because I don't know what's happening right now in the manga. Like, I genuinely don't know what I would write for the ending. Um, I know that people have theories about, the entire span of like lost history. And I think I almost feel like One Piece is kind of, it's like set in a world that was reset. So that chunk of history that's missing, well, I don't know if it's like the chunk of history. Like I feel like they just don't know anything that happened before that, right?
Yeah.
And so I almost think that the world was much more advanced in that missing history, and the world government knows, but they don't want anybody to find out. That's why they're so hell-bent on controlling everything, because they don't want people to find out what the world was actually like before. And I feel like One Piece is I guess post-apocalyptic. It's just in like a reset world that has started over.
I told someone this, and so One Piece is not my number one anime, but I can put my favoritism to the anime that I like, and I always say this, and I still feel this way. I feel like One Piece is the greatest anime story ever told, considering how vast that world is, and there's always something connecting to the other, whether it's maybe filler or whatever the case may be, whether it's Robin with the poneglyphs, or whether there's backstory with Sanji, or red hair Shanks, which you still don't know the limit to this man's powers. You don't.
Yeah.
People don't know, which I'm speculating that maybe he might be the guy, the bad guy, just because of that fact. Because I did see the movie, the most recent movie that
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a lot of music. There's a lot of singing. Yeah. I mean, the music is actually pretty good, but it's a lot of singing. Just prepare yourself for that.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like it is the greatest anime story ever told, and I feel like Oda is maybe he's under a lot of pressure, because he knows he's in the final stages of ending this, and it has to be the greatest ending in anime history, consider how big this world is. And like
well, didn't he say its ending was about a year out? He was like, I still have we have at least another year to go.
Yeah. I think last time I checked, and that was like last year sometime, a year and a half, he mentioned maybe 5.
Oh, snap. Okay, well,
5 years, which I'm not shocked if it is 5, but I'll probably be satisfied if it's within another year, because I want to know. Like, I want to know in this lifetime, because like you said, we seen One Piece when Fox Kids was there, and we was like,
I'm pretty sure I was in middle school when it first started.
Yeah, likewise. And I was like,
and like now I'm grown with a 401k, so I'm gonna need to know these things.
So I did hear that there was this kid. He grew up watching One Piece, and he had a terminal illness, and he really wanted. I don't know how true this is, but if it is true, then that's awesome. That he really wanted to know how One Piece ended. So Oda went to him and he told him the ending, because he knows that it's not going to spread out. And I can name the kid said he's not going to, for the person, he's not going to spread it either. So I think he did tell the ending to someone. Or maybe he did tell the ending to other writers too, just in case something, God forbid, something happens to him. And on another note, I want Hunter x Hunter to end too, but end the right way, because geez, man, that story that Hunter x Hunter has, it's like.
But he's still sick, isn't he?
He's hurt.
His back is. Yeah, I switched over to after the anime.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't end the newest incarnation, of the or I should say the remake, reboot, whatever, of the anime. They didn't it didn't end. It kind of like he went on hiatus because that anime had caught up to where he was in the manga, and so they just kind of was like it didn't end. It's just on a cliffhanger, kind of like, okay, where's the next episode? And I remember because I watched the original version that came out in, what was it, like 2001 or something, 2002. It was the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think like early 2001.
Yeah, and I remember switching over and reading the manga, and I got caught up to that point. And then when I saw that they were doing a reboot, then I rewatched it up to that point again. I hope he does finish it. I was hearing that, Gani wasn't even supposed to be like the main character. Like,
heard that too.
Like, he was not supposed to be. I don't even think that he likes Killua. I love Killua though. Love Killua. Where's Leorio? Like, he hasn't even explored. He's explored stuff with stuff with Killua, stuff with Kurapika, but he has not yet done Leorio. I'm not really that upset that he hasn't done stuff with Leorio, because I was never really interested in him as a character anyways.
Right. But Leorio has his own thing. He's not really a battle type character.
Yeah.
So that leads me to one more this or that: Phantom Troop, Saga, or Chimera Ant.
Chimera Ant.
Okay.
Because I really like P2, and I thought that when Gong collectively lost his mind, and like, what is it, the thing that what's his name says from Black Clover, exceed your limits.
Yes, exceed your limits. Yeah, he definitely did that. You're talking like the highest level of passivity.
Yes, that was. And P2 was like, oh snap. Like,
yeah, he had her shook. I'm like, I never seen that much intensity from an anime character, like, ever. Like, his eyes was like black, and he was like, look dead in her face, like, I will kill you.
There was like, it's like there was nothing there other than like pure seething rage. Like, that was it. It was like, that was it. That's all he thought about.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It was like that one goal. And that was, I mean, and even the battle with the chairman and Marilyn, is that how you say his name?
Miriam? Yeah.
Yeah. And when the chairman did his like final move where he like he like stabbed himself in the heart and set off the, like, I was like, that is probably the most OG way to go out.
Yeah.
Ever.
And he knew it. He was like, all right, I got you.
I was just
so I mean, this man resolve was like top tier.
It was, yeah.
So for a long time, I thought that was possibly the best anime arc I ever seen, because this ain't your typical shonen story arc. Because typically what we see is the main character goes to the main guy, gets OP powers, defeat the OP guy, and we see that on mostly every shonen anime, right? But with the Chimera Ant arc, it didn't work out that way. He went after an underling, and he lost his shit with the underling, and he never even met the head guy. And I was like, this is a unique way to actually end it. I went back and rewatched Hunter x Hunter on Netflix, because they got the whole thing on there.
Mm-hmm.
So now looking back on it, I dissected it a little bit more. Chimera Ant art was good for me until a certain point when they started narrating everything and started doing still shots. I was like, this ain't it, Chief. This probably ain't it. I'm like, why are you narrating? Like, we know what's happening. Just give us the action. Tell us, just don't say, well, Gon is perplexed by this. We know this. Let's just carry on with the story. And in my mind, I always had those what if scenarios. I do like the fact that they sprinkle in the Phantom Troop on like 1 or 2 episodes, like what if they met the Chimera Ants. I just wish Hisoka was there. Like, how would he fare against the Chimera Ants?
I'm pretty sure he would probably have been fine. And if he had saw Gon, because that was also a glimpse that would have given him a glimpse of what Gon's true potential was, like, because his entire thing is like, I want to fight Gon when he's at his like
Absolutely.
to the and that probably would have been an entire separate ordeal. I feel like Gon would have, because I don't think that we've actually ever seen Hisoka go all out.
Nah,
so we don't really know where he's at on the power scale, but for him to recognize and see what was displayed, what Gon displayed when he was fighting Pichu, he might have some similar thing up, well, you know, some kind of OP-ness up his sleeve that we just haven't seen yet. I mean, he has to, especially if he's best friends with Illumi.
Yeah, it's
so.
This to see them two like in the tree, like watching Killua. He said something slick, and Illumi was like, "You do this, I will kill you." Oh man, hey bro.
He's like, I was just kidding, man.
Yeah, like, hey man, hey, relax yourself.
It's not that deep.
So it's 2 people Hisoka wants to go after, and that's Gon and Crollo. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. But when Crollo got his Nen power sealed, he was like, ugh.
Yeah, that facial expression, he was like, huh?
he was like,
bro, I done all this just to fight you, and you don't have your powers, bro.
And then he was like, whatever, and just left.
Yeah, because it was nothing for him to do at that point.
Like he was so pissed off about it, but then he was just like immediately over it. So
yeah, he was like, all right. Okay, how far in the manga did you get in Hunter x Hunter? When it comes to Crollo,
I was at the part in the manga where this was after the Chimera. It was after the Chimera Ant arc, where they were now back at the Hunter headquarters. Jin had come back, Gon's dad.
That bum, yeah.
And I think they were trying to decide this is what I remember. They were trying to decide who the next chairman was going to be.
Yep.
Is that still where they are?
No. So the anime, that's where they were, and they had to vote on the chairman. And Gene took Gon to the tree. He said, "Hey, if you climb this tree, me and you can talk." And so Gon was telling Gene all the adventures he'd been on. And I know, anime-wise, Killua took his sister, and they went off somewhere because Gon no longer has his nin abilities right now because of what he did with Pito. Because
oh, that's right, because he had to.
Yeah, because Gon is a Killua's sister had to save his life,
and so that was the price he had to pay. Or no, was it the price he had to pay, or does Killua have? I forgot how her power works.
It's like a game, but
yeah,
I think Gon nin abilities were already deteriorating after the fact he went all out. But he was just dying. He was just like becoming a shell of himself. So Killua was like, I can't let my best friend die. So he, got his sister saved his life. But as far as nin abilities, it's kind of like, he's still a hunter, but he don't have the nin abilities anymore. And that's probably where Gon's story is going to end. And because Killua and his sister went walking off somewhere, like, hey, we're going to do our own adventures. We're going to go do this and this and this. Since I'm free from Illumi, he's no longer stalking me. I got my sister with me. We're cool. Mm-hmm. So in the manga, it goes further out. Like, it's out there now.
Okay, so then that's more for me to read then.
Yeah, so remember when he said, Crollo said his nin abilities were sealed? Hint, hint. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Now I'm intrigued.
Yes, there's a lot of things going on. So, and you will see Hisoka again. Hint, hint. Yeah.
I used to, his character is so interesting, I
Yeah,
guess. In a really he's cringy.
he's crazy.
I mean, when I was
That's putting it
watching it,
lightly.
like when I was watching it, when I and again I watched the first version, the first anime adaptation that came out in the early 2000s, and so I was still, I was probably in high school,
Uh-huh.
and there are certain things that I did not pick up on that I have definitely picked up on now, and it's just like, Ahsoka, why did you write him this way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, his
but
good has his ways.
yeah,
He has his ways. That's all I can
definitely,
say. He's an
definitely.
interesting character, for sure. So one more thing before we get off on the show.
Yep.
So I'm one thing I heard you never mention though throughout the show, and that's Bleach. Are you a Bleach fan or not?
Am I a Bleach fan? I was when it first came out.
Yeah.
I know at some point I switched over to reading the manga, and I was like, I know I was diehard like watching the anime,
Yeah.
but it got super redundant to me at some point. I don't even read like I know I watched the Aizen fight. Pretty sure
Yeah.
I watched past that point. Well, there was there was an arc after that, right? Because he lost his powers, and then
Full brain. Yeah.
the full brain. So I know I watched that arc, and then for whatever reason I don't really know what happened. I know I stopped watching it for whatever reason, and so I know that they're in the 1,000-year
Blood War.
blood war arc right now, and I haven't started watching it yet. I don't know, because I think I hadn't invested any time or thought into Bleach since I stopped watching it, that when this new installment came out, I didn't remember anything that happened before that.
Gotcha.
And so I did start from the very beginning, but then I was like, that means I have to go through filler and watch all.
No filler.
So I'm like trying to figure out where the best point that I should start watching at. I might just start with the Aizen.
I think I might get you up to speed, honestly. I could get you straight. So, Karakura Town, that's the first part.
Yep.
Go all the way up to the Soul Society arc where Rukia was caught. Know about Aizen before Aizen showed his true colors. And then once that's done, they're gonna go to what they call the bounce arc. Skip that crap. Skip that crap. That is the most boring art I have ever seen in my life. So don't do that. Once they go back to the Arrancar arc, that's going back to the main storyline. You're gonna know all these, hollows and espadas that's coming out. And there is another filler out there, like a substitute, like a my guy, I'm a guy, captain. You can skip that too.
Okay.
Skip that whole entire arc. Then once they go back to the Espada, you got the Karakura Town, where and Ichigo going to Wakamundo to save Orihime because she got kidnapped, and because Aizen is interested in Orihime's abilities, he discovers that she don't really have healing abilities. She can control time in that short space, Then there is another filler out there where the Zanpakuto are alive. Like they actually manifest itself.
Did I watch? Yes, did I watch that one already?
Yeah, that's filler. It's a good filler, but it's filler. So you do away with that. Once Aizen is defeated, there's the full brain arc, which that's not filler. That's actually is part of the manga. So um, you don't really have to watch it, honestly. You might see those characters show up in the Thousand Year Blood War, though, like glimpses of them. But to ease that pain, Fullbringers are people that parents have been killed by like hollows or whatever. Obviously, Ichigo was one of them. He got his powers back at the end of the day. Hulu has like at least the first season of the Thousand Year Blood War arc.
Okay.
The animation is beautiful. Like I was like, dang, this was good animation. And there you are. You found out that the enemy of the Soul Reapers are, right?
The Quincy.
Yeah. So you get to learn about that and other things.
Okay.
Other things.
I know, because I want to explain. They never really. I assume they get into Ichigo's parentage a lot more with this, right?
They do. You also find out why everybody is scared shitless of Unohana. She's the healing captain.
Yeah, she's the original Kenpachi.
Hey, see, there you go. See, that's the other shocker. So yeah. And also you get to see the original Gotai 13, the original 13 court guards, because those mofos were killers. I mean, I'm gonna just say like this current 13 court guard squads don't have anything on the OG ones, because they had zero mercy. Zero. And all of them was killers. I mean, there's no other way I can explain it. I'm like, Unohana came from a good stock. Like, just what she is, imagine 12 other people like that, but she's the worst.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's the worst.
Okay. I have my homework then.
Yeah, so you're good. But Genevieve, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This isn't the last time you're going to be on the show, because there's a lot of other things we got to uncover, man. Some more horror stuff, some more sci-fi stuff, some more anime stuff, like your dissecting of anime, because the way Boruto was explained earlier in this show, that was top tier stuff right there. So I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to go watch Boruto again. I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning, because I have to look at it with another eye now.
Now, just know that, it takes a while for it to like kind of pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
When you get to the point where you see Sasuke and Naruto back in action, though, that was a great fight.
Okay.
But just keep in mind, it's a little slow to start. You're dealing with like some kiddie stuff. There will be some filler type stuff in there, but just try to hang with it as long as you can.
I'm gonna try. I mean, we didn't even touch on gaming at all either. So you gotta
didn't.
come back on the show. We did not.
Destiny 2. I'm about to play Lightfall right now after I get off.
Oh, you're a Destiny 2 player?
Yes.
Okay. So I had Destiny 2. Keyword.
You had?
Had. Because when I was on Destiny 2, I didn't play anything else. That was all I was on. I was trying to increase light levels, doing missions, doing strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm completely ignoring all these other games. So I actually got off it for that particular reason, and that reason only. Destiny 2 is top tier shooting RPG. That's just what it is.
Yep.
I have a group of friends are you part of the Destiny 2 community on Facebook?
No, I didn't even know that there was a Facebook group, but I'm about to find it.
Yes, there is a Facebook group. I got to get the name before you actually jump off. It's let's see, Destiny 2 PlayStation Community. That's what it's called.
Oh, see, I'm a PC player. Does it matter?
I don't think so, because it's called crossplay.
PlayStation.
Because they just did a memorial for Lance Reddick, like all the characters surrounded the commander and Neil, and that was like part of the community thing.
It's just showing me video. I'll find it.
Oh, so it's yeah.
Oh, that's why. Wait, why isn't it? Oh, you know what? That's why it's not searching. I was in the wrong search bar. So Destiny.
Destiny 2 PlayStation community. There's like 105,000 members. So yeah, we didn't even jump into gaming, and obviously you're an RPG player. So for me, I'm playing Tales of Arise. That's been kind of.
I feel like I heard that of that. Is that part of the Tales franchise?
It is, but Arise is like it's up there.
Okay.
It's on sale currently in the PlayStation Store. It's probably on sale on Steam too, actually.
I just got a Steam account, like apparently because it's better to stream or to use when you're a PC player. And I just started doing PC gaming within the last. I still use an Xbox controller. Don't judge me. But
no judgment.
I mean, I can't I don't have that dexterity yet on the keyboard to play that way.
I probably never
will. But I might start downloading games through Steam instead of just downloading them directly to my computer. I'm very excited for the BioWare to release its next installment in the Dragon Age franchise, because I'm like die-hard Dragon Age. Die-hard.
Isn't that an anime on Netflix?
It is. I haven't watched it. That's another one I haven't watched. It's actually in my watch list. I want to say it takes place. I think it takes place after the events of Inquisition, or maybe it's before. I can't remember. But absolutely love the games. I would highly recommend them to you if you haven't already tried them out.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the recommendation. Oh, and tell the listeners and watchers how to follow you on social media, on your Instagrams.
Oh, sure. You can follow me at Arshis Nay Havoc on Instagram. And I can spell that for you because okay, here we go. It's ARSHES_NEI_Havoc HAVOK. If you don't know who Arshis Nay is, I suggest you check out Bastard. It's an anime. I pulled it from the original one.
Oh,
back in the 90s.
Back to the 90s.
Yep. And I'm currently finishing the remake of it. But yeah, check me out. I do cosplay, video gaming stuff, powerlifting, all that good stuff.
She does powerlifting too. So this is only part 1 of this show. And her Instagram handle is going to be in the comments below as well. So until next time, y'all, peace.